Now, a lot of vendors have already incorporated a finance solution for their clients, but for those who haven't, tell us the role that equipment leasing can play in helping a vendor improve their cash flow and just general access to essential resources without the upfront capital.
The one thing that is true about leasing that's been true for the nearly 4 decades that I've been working in this wonderful industry is that the value proposition hasn't changed much. If you're an equipment seller, your business is acquiring inventory, finding out where your prospective customers are, beginning the long process of curating those relationships. So these could be years long efforts and conversations and proposals to those customers, getting them to trust you as a provider of that equipment, that brand of equipment, identifying what the right product is for the need, marrying those together. And then there's the moment of truth where the customer has to find the resources to buy. Some customers will come to the table with the ability to write a check or wire transfer the money. But some transactions are large. Some transactions are complex. In other words, there's multiple stages of the purchase that acquire. There's deposits in advance. It could be a long manufacturing process where a product is in process or not yet delivered. And you need to have a partner that can be really agile and think about the process and be there all the steps of the way. So a good finance relationship for a vendor is one that understands what that life cycle, that sales cycle looks like, and can offer a product and solution that marries along with your reality. In other words, doesn't say, well, we can only help you at this stage, that says, we want to be partnered with you all the way along. And I think that's something that we've really practiced getting good at. The other thing that is true about offering a finance product to your sales solution is that you get to control the outcome of the sale. If you go into a process with a customer where they need to make a decision and they're asking you whether there's ways that they can kind of soften the blow of that big capital expenditure, any business has multiple types of competition for their available capital. They've got people, they've got outside relationships, they've got marketing and accounting bills, they've got taxes they need to pay, they need to keep the lights on, they need to buy inventory, consumable products, all of those competing priorities for the business, and then still have a bit of a cash cushion to keep themselves viable. So when they come to you and they're ready to make that purchase, there's the purchase competing with all of those other business realities that also are competing for their precious dollars. And if they have to sort of triage the need, you may not be able to close that sale that you're in the middle of with your customer because some other competing priority might push your purchase to the back of their agenda or push it into a future purchase period. Or maybe there's a constraint and the business is in a moratorium. In other words, the team has said, we're not buying any capital assets this month because we need to get through our year end, or we're changing banks, or we can't get any more financing until year end occurs. So in those cases, having a finance solution in your back pocket and bringing it to the point of sale means that you are making sure that the customer has an instantaneous, immediately tangible option for them, and they don't need to go back and figure out how to shoehorn that capital timing into the rest of their business priorities. So I would say the best example of this that we see in the marketplace right now is if you've bought anything online in the last 4 or 5 years, you've seen some kind of a buy now, pay later option attached at point of purchase. Having a leasing solution is like having a point of purchase for your complex and large capital asset expenditure. You bring it to the table, and make sure the client knows that you have that option available. And now you're not competing, you're actually enhancing their ability to make that purchase decision. So that's one of the things that has never changed about the leasing product. The other thing is that we will help the vendor market make sure that we've fleshed out the client concerns any concern that a client might say, well, we can't really afford it right now, we don't have the budget right now, those could be real triage conflicts that that customer has within their business. But it may be a difficult question to get to until you bring the financing to the table. And if you can say, listen, if we can offer a lease solution and really this can fit into your operating budget with a monthly payment of $800, now you don't have to go get capital approval. You don't have to defer the purchase to the next capital cycle. You can make that decision today and improve the productivity and the quality of your profitability in your business right now. You're going to flush out whether price or financing is really the issue, or if there's something else. So it's not only a really great solution for the client, it's a really great closing tool for your sales team. We act in conjunction. We're a partner of yours in trying to help you and your end customer make the right solution.